but easy, easy, easy. You go to solo missions. We have no solo mission right now here. F1, it's missing. So we create one. Yeah. We call it Mission Impossible. And what? Hmm?
Nothing.
Okay. And
Sorry.
no problem. And you just have to ask yourself now, what should the PDA really do? Remember, the PDA got implemented before the dialogues, before the tokens, before other cool stuff. So the PDA is very powerful, very powerful. You can spawn enemies with the PDA. You can give items to the player as reward. You can take items away. You can make it repeatable, so the PDA mission can be played infinite times, and so on. So very, very powerful. But in our case, the PDA should give just waypoints and maybe explanation about the mission. I think this is the proper use case for the PDA nowadays. Maybe you can give also reward items with the PDA sometimes, but for me, I try to be consistent, and the PDA can give item as rewards is strange. So no other game is doing it. Okay, but up to you. So in our case, yeah, you just have to be careful now what to click here, because you have tons of options to click and pick and what to. Okay, the very important thing nowadays with the PDA is this one here, chapter activation. This is super important and powerful. Once you click the plus, fun starts. So first, the check. The check means at what situation should the PDA fire, trigger. And you have a lot of checks. For example, if you destroy a core, the PDA pops up. If you consumed an item, the PDA pop up. If you are near a treasure box, it pop up. Or if you activate a lever, and so on. In our case, to make it advanced but useful, we use the dialogue option. Okay, and for the dialogue option, so that means depending on the option you choose from our random dude, here at the end, who is giving you the quest, depending on the option you choose here and that guy, the PDA will come up or not. And if you remember at the beginning you have 3 options. 1, 2, 3. And this is what you have to keep in mind. It's from top to bottom, and it starts by 1. 1, 2, 3. Like an index, in Excel. Each row is an index number. So this number has to be set here in terms of a value. And since the PDA should only come up when you accept the quest, it is 1. So you type here 1. And now you have to reference in the PDA what dialogue we are talking about. And for that, you go back to the main menu here in the top right, import file, and then you import the dialogue file from your scenario, workshop scenario. Open. And this is a little handy as a support. If you click now here, you have you have everything you see here in the left tree. Here has selectable items. This is just a handy way, to link these tools together. So you check here again, what option? 1, 2, 3. So we need the start dialog. So quest impossible start. Okay. So the PDA will trigger when we click accept the quest. But what should happen now? First, a message should pop up. And now you have 3 options. 4 options. The blue one means you maybe know, right? If you activate a PDA, sometimes here a blue text box comes up. This is the blue one. The middle red means, well, the red one with a beep beep sound. And the middle prompt means the pop-up. You have to click OK to get rid of it. This is very disturbing. So for HWS, I have to remove those 2 because they interrupt the game flow. It's not so good game design wise. And then you have the dialogue. The dialogue it's back and forth. From the PDA, you go back to the dialogue now. This is also very, very advanced, which don't make a lot of people right now because they just don't know. But actually, Empyrion implemented it because it just gives you a cooler, immersive feeling. Because the blue box, is kind of not so cool, and the other ones same. So basically, you talk with the dialogue guy, click accept, then the PDA triggers and opens another dialogue. And so you're constantly in a dialogue, and in theory, you have other options too now. We can do it, I think. I mean, simple enough would be just the blue one. Let's do the simple one for now, maybe later the more complicated stuff. So, okay, we said the PDA gives informations. You got a token. No, as a start message, I would just say quest activated or so. Up to you. Okay, then these would be only interesting if you set prompt here. So you have accept or deny button, skip button. This is useful with this, but it's for now only quest activated message, which comes up in a blue box. Okay, but now you have to keep in mind, this is important, a PDA chapter. A PDA contains always of 3 things: a chapter, click, a task, and click an action. This structure here is very important. If you have a chapter but no task, you get exceptions. If you have a task but no action, you get exceptions. So very important to keep this in mind. You always have to have this structure. And a chapter is a chapter, obviously, but a chapter can have infinite tasks inside here. And a task can have infinite actions inside. It's really up to you. But, again, important, really, the game goes from top to bottom with tasks. So if you have task A, B, C, D, you complete task A, you never ever can jump to task D right away. You have to finish first A, B, C to be able to do task D. But actions are not have not to be done in the order top to bottom. You can do action D and then B and so on, right? So keep this in mind, very important. Okay, so we don't need so many, I think. So our task in this case is grab the token, you get the token, check the token. Okay, so the player should be actively realize he got a token because it is otherwise maybe invisible for him. So check the token. How can we suggest him to check it? By open your inventory. This is possible. You got a token from the NPC, check your inventory. It's a lot of typing stuff, this PDA stuff. So actually you don't need messages all the time, you know. It's also not good to spam the player all the time with text. So for now, no. He got a job, open your inventory. So the check again, like here, chapter activation. When should this be success completed? When he inventory opened. Yeah, notification came up that we should import a config file. It's recommended, and for that also important, go to content. So your root Empyrion content configuration and import your config example. This is necessary. Not the config from your scenario, but here. Okay, open. We are back in the game. Okay, and names. You have a bunch of stuff here now. So again, the working with PDA means you need knowledge about a couple of stuff. So in this case, you just have to know it is the player actually. It's just interesting that it's not suggested here. Or actually no. This is this is needed for window opened. I think for inventory opened, you can just leave it at this. What I'm talking about? Oh no, I didn't work with PDA some time ago. Only dialogues. Okay, to clarify, inventory opened is, this was my mistake, is not your player inventory. This is actually every device which has an inventory, like the personal container, this one, or a container box, or alien container, you know. This is an inventory, so to speak. But we want really the player inventory. So for that, I was here, player. Window, open player, because if you press tab, this is here, the window name, the player. So he should open it, check. Once he did it, you move on to the new task. The new task, let's move on, is open the door. Yeah. Okay, so the action would be here now. One second. Here, this door. And now stuff gets really deep, so follow me. But yeah, easy. Just look. The PDA, you want a check that the player should open the door. Okay, but how does the PDA knows what door? Of course. So the task is open the door. So use your token, which is just pressing F, obviously. The token opens the door. That's simple enough. But now the check should be, you have a couple of options now. Either you make a waypoint to the door, so the player knows what's going on. We will do it in a second. But in terms of open the door, it is, you guessed already, device used. And the device used, hope I make it right. Yeah, should be device used, right? And the device used is now, yeah, your door, right? I'm just wondering the structure name.
So you can't set the device used as actually being the token being used?
Oh no, the door. The handling of the token is a passive one. It's done automatically.
I understand.
But the door itself needs to be named here. Needs to be end boss door. Okay, end boss door. So you name it. You give it a name like for the Stargates. So the game has a reference point. Okay, so we have to save it again for later. So keep a remember end boss door. So in our PDA, we use it now. I'm just, did it got changed? Let's try. Device name and boss door, but it feels wrong. It feels wrong. We will see. Okay, no message should be come up. If you don't set none and leave it empty, generic stuff will come up like mission blah 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 completed or so. So just set to none if you don't want it. Allow manual completion, just quick, is if the player can activate it manually with a checkbox. You know it from HWS. We set it to false, so he must play it. Okay, so we tell him to open the door, but first we set a waypoint to the door. And for that, drag and drop the order, just to make it nicer. The order go to the door is the first one. Follow the yellow waypoint, marker, whatever, none. And here you set near unit. And here it what I'm looked for. Here it's again a little bit tricky. if it's a POI on a planet, random spawned, then you have to set here the group name. If it's a fixed placed POI, for example in space you only have fixed POIs, then you have to use the spawn name here. So in our case, this is the group name, which we need, but if it would be a fixed position, you would need this. But okay, in our case, we set this. The system didn't recognize it because we didn't import the blueprints. So we just type it manually here. Fair enough. And the device name is, you remember, end boss door. Okay. And now here, these two are very important, guiding distance. So at what position should you see the yellow waypoint? For example, if you set 10, then if you are 10 meters around the door, like so here. So if you would be here, you would see a yellow waypoint now. But if you would be here, you wouldn't see it. So I recommended to set it well higher than you maybe think. Um, well, not too high like this, but 50 in our case is good enough. I mean, we start here, right? We go maybe here, look around, and it's just 8 meters. So 10 meters would be even enough. And trigger distance, this is also important, is when should the action here be completed. If you set 0, you have bad luck that you will never complete it because it's maybe underground or so. So you have to think about it a little bit, test, but let's say 3, 3 meters. So if you stand here, it should activate the action. So let's say 3. That's it. I'm really not sure if this will work, but we will see. And the last one is the fun part now. Kill the Zyrex. Kill the boss. Action. Well, kill the Zyrex. It's often a little complicated how you should name the task and how you should name the action, because semantically an action is a task, but is a task an action? It's sometimes confusing, and sometimes I need more time to think about this shit than actually creating a PDA. But okay, save the word, whatever. Okay, and check again. Should the action complete? This is obviously when you subject killed. In our case, an SD Zyrex minigun. How many? 1. Yeah, that's it. I think. Test. Okay, so workshop, extras, PDA, YAML. Here are the PDA related files. Export. And now you have a couple of options. For the PDA, there is a reload command as well. It's just not so good as the dialogue or a token one. Keep this in mind. It works, but most of the times you need to restart your scenario, or sometimes even completely restart your game, depending what fancy PDA stuff you are doing. But let's hope this should be good enough for us. So let's save everything we did here and test survival. Go back, prefabs, Steam, copy, paste, overwrite, save game, delete. I think we checked the database, so close the database. Okay, testing. Yeah. Okay, we are on Equa. We go to the start. .mod fly and jump in. We have only 2 minutes, so just quick testing. Okay, so it starts with talking to him. Nothing happens, but you remember the PDA is waiting for this here. Once you click, let's see. You see Quest activated. You see the blue box here now in the background. This is a little, it's a feature or whatever, so it's overlapping, but who cares, right? So Quest activated. The issue now is, I forgot to show you one thing. The mission is possible to activate now, but it didn't auto-activate. This is, we will fix this in the mission, but let's say we activate it by ourselves. Let's go. Open your inventory. You see the first task. Press tab. We can actually mention this here. You see it got completed here on the right side. You see. Now go to the door. You see the yellow waypoint? It works. If we go further away from 10 meters, see it's gone. When we go 3 meters near, you see here on the right side, check. Now, let's see if this works. Okay, I knew it. Okay, this we have to fix. Yeah, and since we didn't activate manual completion, we are stuck now because this check didn't work. So we cannot move on to the last one, kill him. Okay, cool. Lessons learned. So, what we missed here. This is very important, I forgot. Activatable and visibility. These two are kind of necessary if you work with chapter activation. You have a couple of options. You have by level, by credits. It means if, for example, 10, if you are not level 10, you can't play the quest. Okay, we keep it at 1. Always, then a couple of other things. Really, by reputation is not the HWS reputation, but for Zyrex, for example. But for that, you would need to put it in the Zyrex category, or Polaris, or Talon. If you leave it here in solo mission, the game does not work, does not know what reputation it should take from Zyrex or Talon. It doesn't know, so you would need to put it in these categories. So reputation in solo mission doesn't work. So let's keep it to always. Visibility can be kept also to always. But what we missed here is that it should auto start the whole thing. This is what I missed here, I think. So we set it to true. So yeah, it will automatically jump into the first task here. Because we did it manually here, which is not convenient, right? So we have to manually do it. This is not good. So this is first fix, I think, true here. I hope. Okay. Go to door. Use your token. This failed here. Device used. And this is because opening the door not considered. Let me think one second. We could solve it also with a signal, because a door has a very specific or unique attribute. A door can receive and send signals here with a TX signal. So we could do work around that the door sends the signals and we are listening here for the signal. But I think device use. Or maybe it's just an issue from my tool here. Let me verify very quick. Sorry. It could be also a mistake from my tool that I don't show the blueprint name here. Just quick. verifying it. Hopefully, device. Damn it. I need to look in. What did I? No. There is the documentation inside the tool here if you press the question marks, but I was never able to finish every check you see here in the dropdown. It would take me days. So there is an official documentation in the official Leon forum. Let me see if I find it quick. Huh. It looks like it's not working for doors. It would work for kind of, shower or toilets. Well,
So then you could probably put that like on med stations and stuff too as well.
yes. Using a med station would trigger this action
So
then.
then for signals, you would use the signal one for like switches, levers, things like that.
Right. And here you put, well, signals, it's a little bit, yeah, maybe we can put it here now in the tutorial, I think, because it's a little bit tricky. Obviously, a player, or let me say this, the PDA needs to know which signal, right? And since the player could eventually use the signal which are you using in the PDA, bad things could happen, right? So this is the reason Ilion implemented a little trick here. And like this, you have to set your signal with an asterisk star here in front. You can only do it in creative mode and God mode invisible. And this is now an indicator for the game to look for PDA stuff or to send it to the PDA. Hence, we could go here now and without the asterisk, just call the signal. So in our case, this should work now. I hope. Yeah. We will check. And boss, you have to save it again. So let me think. Did we fix everything? Maybe I had one other idea. Yeah, right. After you opened your inventory, I think it would be good if the player gets a little feedback, right? So, yeah, good job. You can see your token there. Okay, just a little information, and maybe after you use the token here in red, now go and kill it, I guess. Okay, let's test, export. Again, this is now a little hack because in multiplayer, signals are not the way to go in the PDA. So this is really just for the workshop purpose and how signals work. But for multiplayer, for your missions, for HWS, let's say, don't do signals, please. You can do it, but if a DSL is not fast enough or whatever, it's not reliable. I
So
normally
if we come into a place where we're having a lot of trouble with that, can we just allow manual completion so they can click it off
yes,
if it doesn't work?
yes.
Okay.
Let's do this here too, just for also tutorial purpose. Right, just in case it does not work, you can. Okay, export.
So technically, though, we could have, when we said use the door, we could have then put another location directly on the other side of the door that would have completed it as well, right?
Yes, right. Okay, reload everything. And since we started already here the mission, we have to clear it. And for that, keep in mind this command, PDA clear 0, to just clear anything in cache, so to speak. And then you have to clear this chapter here. And for that, you need the ID of the chapter, which you get either with PDA. How was it called? LS, I think. PDA, yeah, PDA list. So LS, it's ID 30. You also know the ID if you hover over your chapter here in the tool. It's also handy. You see 30. So you type PDA clear 30, and if you look now, it's reset. Okay. Survival, back, and everything again. Database is closed. This is wiped. Blueprint is copied over to prefabs because we changed it. Sweet. Test.
Side question.
Hmm?
Can you use force fields as a trigger?
What again, please?
Can you use force fields as a trigger?
No, no, unfortunately not.
No.
This would be
Okay.
cool, I know,
Yeah.
but unfortunately not possible. All right, let's see. Okay, we're in our mission. We have 2 minutes time. Let's see if the PDA do it properly this time. Accept the quest. You see quest activated, and you see it worked. So check the token. So this little this little drop down did a big change here. Keep in mind. So quest activated. Open your inventory, tap. Now you see here a feedback, confirmation text. Good job. You can see your token now. Here. You see again the waypoint, yellow. Sweet. Cool. Player knows where to go. Very important. Once you are 3 meters in range, check. Here. Go. And now let's see if our signal stuff worked. Boom. Now go and kill it. It worked. Perfect. And now the last check. Kill him. Boom. Okay. Congratulations. You completed the mission. That's it, boys. This is how you map it. Completed. Cool. So, of course, you can polish it now like crazy insane. For example, one thing I didn't like was the congratulations stuff. This is a generic one coming if you keep completed message like this empty. Either you set none, so nothing comes, or you make it cool, like, oh, your quest, you completed your first workshop quest. Okay, now this would come up at the end in form of a big nasty pop-up. Yeah, maybe we can set here in seconds. Quest activated only 10 seconds long, so it's not so annoying for 20 seconds. This is how signal stuff works. Again, device used. It's strange. It should work also with doors, but maybe they removed it or... Well, this works too for now. Another handy thing, maybe, in terms of mission design, if you go in your token tool, EWCCT, you have here also a handy option, remove on use. It means if you open the door with your token and if you have set it to true, obviously the token would be gone. Yeah, as you already might know, it is sometimes important to do like I do for the Alien Asylum mission, right? Because if I don't remove the tokens, players keep them. If they finish the mission, they go in and don't have to find them again. So obviously, you have to remove those after use it.
Well, you don't have to, but you probably should.
Yeah, guys, it's 9 p.m. just in time, more or less. Cool.
Lots of info. I can't wait to rewatch.
Yeah, it's as I said, it's 50% just doing the POI stuff, but connecting the PDA and dialogue is.
Has anyone got any requests for next week's session?
Yeah, do you?
I would say, I mean, now that we've been able to see it like this, I mean, this was huge. Now just watching how you're able to go from start to finish, me being able to rewatch this and do the parts in order, completely will change the way I do things. I mean, I've just been going in creative, obviously, and making POIs, but now to do everything like this from the beginning and to be able to create an entire universe, the planets and everything in it to be all attached is pretty cool. But I think all of the, like, you know how you're looking at the different checks and everything else, I think maybe just a session where you literally go into detail with every single option, I think would be perfect. I mean, I know it's a lot, but I mean, even in the dialogue settings, some of those checks that are in the dialogue settings, I'm still not 100% on what the hell they do.
Yeah, checks or these variables.
Yes, those right there. That's what always confuses the hell out of me.
Okay, yeah, good point, good follow up, I would say, because very, very important here. Huge.
Well, that way you can have some ammo ready for next session.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this was this was super duper helpful. I mean,
cool. Thank you.
Super helpful.
Glad to hear.
It was pretty helpful as well. Just to reiterate with what you were saying.
All right.
I guess if you guys have any requests, pop them in the channel.
Yeah, right. In the channel, just leave a note. But yeah, I think I never did it in such depth, so.
It's awesome, though.
Good.
You nailed it, brother.
Hopefully, yeah. Yeah, as I said, you can go crazy now with a bunch of other things like chaining them, or like I said, giving them random or specific loot. It's a little bit more advanced, but you can also set dialogues in the NPC spawner now, which is very new, which I didn't do for the current season, but will be done for the next season. So just quick, as a bonus info, to make trading stations, for example, more interesting. You could.
That's it.
You could let's say spawn 3 civilians and set here now a new dialogue. How is it called? Smash talk also? Smash talk. And you know what? To make it to make
shit talk.
Yeah, to make it even more advanced. Let's make it cool. because one guy requested it, so I can help him with this video straight away. Smack talk or smash talk? I don't know the English word. Blah blah blah. And now here in the output you say, "Good day. How are you doing?" And then just, you know, it's really just trash talk. "I'm fine. Thanks." Just enter it here. Smash talk 2 here. Nice weather, isn't it? Dude, it's raining. And here you say, do you need something? No, thanks. Okay, so just a one-liner, so to speak. And here you do a little magic now. You do random, 1, 2, 3. So the game shuffles, randomize a number between 1 and 3. And depending on, you have to declare it, randomizer. So in this variable, a random number of 1 or 3 is stored now. And if the random number is 1 now, if the game shuffles it, then, depending on the number, different smash talk comes up. And this is how you make interesting modular-based dialogues. It's quite cool. And now you just grab your smash talk in it, so to speak, and put it here in the civilian spawner. Check. And now, just for testing purposes, you export it. Dialogues. You reload the fun. And you activate. No. Where am I? I am in survival. In God mode invisible, the spawner zones do not trigger. So you have to make yourself visible so the game recognizes you. So 1 guy, 2 guy, 3 guy. And let's say this is a trading station, and if you talk to him now, "Hey, good day, how are you doing?" This guy, well, it's random, right? So you have a 33%. Nice weather, isn't it? So, you know,
Nice day for fishing.
if you talk to him every time he says something different. So this is how you make something interesting, and yeah.
So if you can tie in the PDA to the dialogue, couldn't you then, in that case, put in a randomized dialogue that might not actually occur every time you went into a POA, that might actually, or a POI that might actually chain into a mission?
For sure you can. This is how I did the collector mission, you know. The collector mission is a random one. So every time you start a collector mission in ECC HQ, you have a 33% chance of getting the good one. Yeah, you know. So yeah, you can even make quests randomized. This is a whole next level, I can tell you.
Bring up the curtain a little more.
Yeah.
So if I put a randomized, is there a way to make it randomized so that, in fact, there would be at least one of each dialogue?
Yeah, like this, right? It's either 1, 2, or 3, but for sure one of it. What do you mean?
So what I mean is, let's say I put in 35 different dialogue NPCs inside of an instance, and I want it to randomize 3. So like, let's just say my elemental bank mission, all right?
Mm-hmm.
I have 40 different dialogue NPCs through the building. What can I randomize which NPCs in the building every time would give you a key card to get into the bank vault?
Yeah, depends what you set in the spawner. And just as an additional info, you can do stuff like this. Smash Talk 2. Imagine you would have here a Smash Talk i2 with a different randomized dialogue stuff, or in your case, giving different tokens for your bank. To do it like this here, this would mean it would be a 50-50 chance that 3 civilians spawn with this dialogue or this dialogue. That way you can do what you want now with different spawners, with different dialogues. Up to you.
How far will those NPCs wander from that pad?
Infinite. They are stupid.
Well, that's actually perfect, because like, if you would put a spawn pad with 10 different dialogues on it on the bottom floor, and then allow them to, you know, walk around through the bottom of the building, you'd never know where they were going.
Yeah, I think the AI got a little bit improved, so I think they even use elevators. If you force them, I think they have a space bar hard coded into their brain. You know?
By the way, force fields do stop the NPCs.
Interesting.
Shown mission. Most of the horrors will just sit there at the end of a force field, and you can blast them away.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. So
you can corral them that way.
So
for like the starter points where people go in and die and lose their backpack,
mm-hmm.
they can run in, grab it, and run back out, and not have to worry.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. Okay, this guy is a little bit confused now and stupid. Come on, can you walk? No. So he is trapped now, I guess.
Probably one of the AIs to kind of like run up to you or something. Like you can use the pathing of the aggressive AI to kind of search for the player.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, you can't aggro them, so to speak. It would be good. The only thing you could do, not in terms of the player, this is a whole workshop in itself, maybe, but there are also playfield operations and player operations. As I said, the PDA is very powerful, and here you could say on complete, or as soon as you activate a chapter, you can spawn a drone, and here at least you could say a tag named POI. So these drones, 10 drones for example, should attack, let's say, EGS HQ to make it fun. This could work.
I was thinking that maybe if we can assign one specific NPC with a token in its inventory, or maybe an NPC that kind of just starts a dialogue the moment it runs up to you. So yeah, I was hoping that there's a way to make NPCs, you can make them path towards the player, either on their own
weapon
or
is
manual.
dialogue.
Their weapon.
Yeah, you can put tokens in their inventory, because there's already one like that in the zombie mission.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, but I was thinking if only we can utilize the AI pathing to find the player. Like for example, you got.
Yeah,
chases you down and screams at you.
I know what you mean, and it would be awesome. This is the only thing which is missing, which would allow me to create a tower defense mission. And I really love tower defense games.
Oh, yeah.
Warcraft and StarCraft, in every game I love tower defense. But this is missing. Proper AI pathfinding.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
The bugs coming up over the top. Ah, yeah.
Yes, it would be
Oh, yeah.
awesome. Like, I don't know if you know the game Sanctuary, where it's a
Yes.
first-person tower defense. It's so cool.
Set your shit up and just let the horde come.
But unfortunately, because of stupid AI, it's
Yep.
not possible.
Half-Life 2 had that.
Yeah.
So Rex, what I was trying to do with the randomizing stuff is, you know how you have elemental hacking set up now, how you have the 3 stations there that provide randomized numbers every time?
Yes.
So what I'm saying is elemental hacking, but there's 100 stations in there, and it's completely random to which 3 actually give you codes.
Yeah. Possible.
That's what I want to learn how to do next time, so I can make missions that are completely random every time someone goes in, so you can't learn exactly which room to go to right off the bat. It'll be random every time, so you'll have to literally go through like every part of the mission every time instead of just skipping over things you don't need.
Yeah, sure. It's just a little bit more, work, but it works.
I assumed.
Yeah.
Just a thought on the NPCs. Once one of them knows where you are, they all know where you are, right?
Who? The NPCs?
Yeah, the enemy NPCs. Once one of them knows where your position is, the rest of them start flocking, correct? Or
I
within a radius?
yeah. I think it's kind of a radius. Sooner or later, if it's too far away, then
I'm pretty sure it's a radius actually.
Uh,
Like NPCs around.
I was just thinking, have one sit there at the main spawn that just randomly keeps spawning one guy so everyone knows exactly where you are.
yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. It's the radius, and I think combined with a sound. So if you make a lot of sound, then they get notified, so to speak, alerted. So
Okay, that's the first.
yeah. This is the reason why we also did the ninja mission, but it didn't work so good. So we worked with the lights. But yeah, that's it. Creative mode. Okay. All right. Thanks for participating.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rex. Again, thank you
Yeah,
very
thank
much.
you.
This is awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. You're welcome, and yeah, have a good day, and see you soon.
You got it.
Alright, later guys.
Bye.
Catch you all later.